It's now time for Around Town on KWN Community TV Channel 7. The views and opinions on tonight's program are not necessarily those of the staff nor the management of KWN TV 7 and Dade County Broadcasting Incorporated. Now, let's go Around Town on KWN TV 7.
All right, we are here.
We're
here to County for, and we have guests. You do not have to listen to me and Cheryl rattle.
Not the whole time. You may have to listen to us on the last segment, but you know, hey, we are jumping in it today. We're making up for just listening to us last week. So.
Anybody that listens to us for any length of time deserve a break.
I don't know why I'm feeling hoarse all of a sudden. I don't feel sick or nothing. I feel like
Well, let me tell you this real quick, and then we'll talk with Heather. But the flu, I think it was in the paper. It had to be in the paper yesterday. A young boy. He was like 8, I think it might have said. Had the flu. Mm-hmm. He died.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, that police officer in Ringo was 32, and he died.
Ah, that's awful.
And here's the thing. All right. And I used to work in a doctor's office, y'all, so I'm not just making stuff up. When you get the flu shot, you're getting last year's strain. You're getting the year before. They don't know what's hitting this year.
Really?
They don't know what's hitting this year. You are not getting vaccinated against anything that's going to hit this year. Just saying. So every year, the flu migrates. It turns into something different strains. To me, in my opinion, you're just getting a shot to get a shot.
I don't take a flu shot. I don't take any kind of shot. They don't have to tie me down and give me. I don't take a flu shot.
I don't think jobs should require it. I don't think it should be a requirement.
Well, I think that might be discrimination if a job required it, because there's a lot of people don't want to take a shot.
There's several jobs that do require it. If you're in the healthcare field, a lot of like the hospitals and doctors' offices require you to get a flu shot, and I'm sorry.
Well, they're in the medical field, so they want to push the shot. I don't know. I don't take a flu shot. But
I don't
anyway.
either. And I've never had it. Never had the flu.
No, I've never had the flu.
Knock on wood.
Well, Heather, we understand you are with DFACS, is that correct?
That's correct.
In the foster children department, right?
Yes, I'm the caseworker for the foster parents in Dade County.
That probably keeps you busy.
Yes.
How did you get into that? Did that something you just wanted to do, or did you just accidental into it, or?
Well,
or did you need a job?
Right. A little bit of both. I wanted a job where I help people, and it's in my field.
That is a good job.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So, are you in the office, or do you actually go to the kids' homes and?
I visit the foster homes. Any foster home that we have in Dade County, I do quarterly visits. I go out there, make sure their home stays in compliance, make sure the home stays safe for the kids. My main job is to recruit foster parents, because we're always in shortage of foster parents in this county, and really any county in Georgia where there's just a shortage across the state.
Mm-hmm. Now, you hear horror stories on TV all the time about how they didn't get the foster checkups, and then the kids went through this and that and whatnot. So Dade County's on it. Y'all are?
Yes, there's an extensive background check you have to go through, and trainings that you have to go through. So we pretty much know our foster parents pretty well by the time they get done with that screening process.
To me, that's a perk of the small county is.
Yeah, you take a place like Atlanta, can you imagine? And I'm sure, like every other government job, yeah. It's understaffed. Your department would be understaffed.
Yes.
And then you've got one person trying to keep up with 50 or 60 families, and that would be hard.
Yes. It's a lot more difficult and a lot more challenging in these bigger counties, certainly.
How many foster homes do we have in Dade County, and how many do we need?
We need a lot more. Right now, we have 9 homes that are officially open and approved. Out of those 9 homes, however, we're still full. If we got kids in care right now, we would be struggling with where to put them. Some of those homes are full. Some of those are just child-specific homes, so they've just opened up just to take particular children, maybe their relatives, or maybe they're adopt only, so we can't really place emergency placements with them. We can only place children who are ready to be adopted. So it's still, even though you think 9 homes, we have a lot of options, we still don't really have a lot of options for emergency placements.
And what's the limit per home? How many foster children can one home have?
Well, it kind of depends on, everybody has a different capacity. If you want to become a foster parent, the ball is in your court what you want. So if you only want 1 child in your home, we're not going to put more than one child in your home unless you're okay with it. We have some homes that just want to foster one child. We have some who want to foster multiple children. So it depends on your bed space. You know, obviously each child has to have a bed. They have to have an appropriate place to sleep. It depends on how big your home is, how many bedrooms you have, but it also depends on what the foster parent's comfortable with and what we're comfortable with giving you as well. So each person has a different capacity.
They don't have to have a bedroom. They just have to have a bed, correct?
They have that. Well, they do need to be in a bedroom.
Well, I understand that,
Yes.
but I mean, they don't have to have a bedroom to themselves.
Not to themselves. They can't share a bedroom with an adult. They can share, if you have biological children in your home, they can share a room with your
But
biological
just
children.
boys and just girls. You
Right.
can't intermingle.
Right, unless they're under the age of 5, we can't put boys and girls in the same room.
Right,
So if you
right.
have a daughter and she has bunk beds, then we can put a foster child in that room that would also be a female. So, for example.
Well, funny you're on here today. Last night I was flipping through the channels and wound up on The Blind Side, that
Yes.
movie. I've seen it how many times,
Yes.
but when you watch that, and I love to watch it all the way through to the end where he becomes the prophet, he gets drafted by the Baltimore Ravens,
yeah.
and it's just so, and you think, had that child not just happened to be in the right spot at the right time, how his life, the outcome that he would have had.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of heartwarming stories that we have, very similar to that. So, we're thankful for all our foster parents and what they do for these kids.
Oh, absolutely. And I rescue animals, and I love doing that. But what people do when they take on children, 100 times
Yes.
above what
It's a
we
very
do.
difficult job.
I couldn't imagine taking on, and some of those kids, I'm sure, come to you with problems.
My sister, they had 3. They got 1 from birth, and then they had a brother and sister that they took in, and eventually the brother had to go back. He was a little much because he had more psychological problems than what they were prepared for. And but the daughter, she had been molested by her parents, and they got her, and then the little girl they got from birth, the other girl they got from birth. The lady actually walked in where my brother-in-law was working and said, "I want you to buy my baby."
Wow.
And he said, "No, but we'll go down here and do the paperwork." And, so she got 2 daughters from there, and it's just like the greatest thing ever that if somebody's able to do that. I've been through the foster program. My husband never did get to finish his paperwork because of work, but to me, that's just the greatest give back.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Now, if I had a child and I didn't want that child and I wanted to give that child to somebody, can I just give that child?
Your biological child.
Can I just give that child to somebody? Do I not have to?
You could go through.
I mean, I
if
know
you did it legally.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, I'm talking about, can I go to a lawyer and say, just like giving
Like
somebody
if she
a
had
car?
a child want to give it to me,
Yeah, and can I
Yeah.
just say, okay, I'm going to give you this child, and let's go down here to John Emmons and let's
Yeah.
drop the paperwork. And
As long as you legally, did the paperwork.
and there's nobody gets checked out. That's okay through the courts.
would I get checked out if she just wanted to give a child to me?
it kind of depends on the judge and what the judge
Well, it's going to have to go in
orders.
front of a judge
Yeah.
to make it legal.
Yeah.
I had never thought about if I had a child and just wanted to give it to somebody.
Now, I will tell you, I always heard this story growing up, and I never wanted to believe it. Okay, but then it got confirmed. I was at a job one day, and I was 16 years old, and this little country store, and this lady came in, and she stopped and just stared at me for a minute, and she said, "Who are you?" And I told her my name and who my daddy was, and she said, "Your mom sold you to me, and your dad got you back."
Oh my goodness.
So my dad came home one day and I was gone, and my birth mother had just sold me to this lady. So I don't see how people first can do that. I mean, I got my dad. My dad got me back, and I've been with my dad and my stepmom my whole life. But do we have stuff that happens like that still? Do you still have cases where they just don't want their kids? They don't go through the process. They just
Yes, absolutely. That does happen. People, sign their rights away. We've had people. It doesn't happen very often, but we have had people come by and just, we can't deal with these kids anymore. You can have
Yeah.
them, and we don't see that often, but it has happened. Yeah.
But you know what? In reality, I'd rather see somebody do that as abuse those kids or take these kids out here and just pass them around.
If you're
like-
not a good parent, fess up to it. There's people out
Yeah.
there that want kids.
Give them to
There's people
somebody
out
who-
there that
Well, there's a
can't
lot of
have
people that's not
kids.
good parents. There's days I question myself raising my two, but I admire someone, you know, immediately society, that sorry person wouldn't take care of their kids. Well, had you rather somebody beat and abuse a child or give it away?
Right.
As long as they like brought it to you or to the, you know, to the jail up here and just say, hey, I don't want this child no more. Y'all can have it.
Right.
That,
mean-
to me, you're a bigger person than you are to keep that child.
That
and-
made you a
and-
better parent than a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of them out there for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, what's the process? How do I go about becoming a foster parent?
Well, the first step you would do, there's a 1-800 number you call. It's 1-877-210-KIDS, KIDS. You would call that number and they will schedule you for an information session. Coming to that meeting is the very first step that you would do. And I do those the third Tuesday of every month at the Dade County DFACS office at 6 p.m. So, and I'm set up, even if nobody has called that number that month and has scheduled, I'm still set up with my PowerPoint just in case people pop in, because we do advertise that day and time just in case people pop in. So first step is doing that meeting. And then after that, if after getting more information they're still interested, they can fill out some paperwork. There's some paperwork we give you to get started, and then somebody will follow up with them to start their impact classroom training. It's 23 hours of classroom training that they have to do. It can be done on the weekends. It can be done in the evening times. They try to work around your work schedule as much as they can. You can usually get it done within a month, probably. You can get that class completed, and once you get that class completed, you'll be referred for a home study where somebody will come out to your home, give you some more paperwork, look at the safety of your home, look, you know, at the size of your home, and, you know, kind of talk about the capacity, what kind of, you know, how many children you could handle in your home, what age group you're most comfortable with fostering, and then they're going to write up this report about your home and about you, and then send it to DFACS, and then at that point DFACS makes the final decision whether or not to approve you. So it's about 4 to 6 months, the process, I tell people. So if you come and inquire today, we're not going to give you a kid next week, most likely.
Don't
but-
show up with the baby seat because it's not
Right.
going home with you. Is that what you're
Right.
saying?
Do a
Yes.
lot of your fosters turn into adoption?
Yes, actually they do, and there's different kinds of foster homes. You know, I tell people, you know, people come for us for different reasons. There are some people who just want to foster temporary placements, and that's fine. That's really the kind of homes that we need the most is those that can take these emergency placements, because we're mandated by the state to work with parents initially.
Right.
So we're going to work
Right.
with parents. We're going to try to get them back in their parents' home if possible. We need to, you know, work on some issues, obviously, do a case plan with them. But, you know, we want to see kids with their biological parents if they're safe and if all possible. So we need kind of those homes that are just taking those temporary placements, knowing that we're going to be working with mom and dad still for a little while. But we also have people who come in who are just interested in adoption. In that situation, we have some homes that we call resource homes where we know they ultimately want to adopt, so we're going to be, you know, a little bit more careful about what kids we place in their home. We're going to maybe put kids in their home. Maybe we're still working with mom and dad, but it's not, you know, we're kind of having a backup plan. We kind of want to have them in an adoptive
Don't
resource
look hopeful for the
just in
parents.
case, right? And then we have some homes that are adopt only, and in those situations, we're only going to place children who are free for adoption, where the rights for the parents have already been terminated. So.
That's awesome. It takes a good heart. I mean, I'd have a hard time giving a puppy back. I couldn't imagine giving
Yeah.
a kid back after it's been with
That would be my
mom.
problem. I was shocked. I was at something and run into Marianne. I was going to say Marianne DeVille, Marianne Bradford.
Yes.
And she was pushing this baby, and I said, Marianne, where? Because I knew that was no grandbaby. I said, where did you get that baby? She said, oh, Tommy and I went through the program, and we're foster parents. That shocked me. I don't know why. And of course, Marianne's a wonderful mother, and Tommy, and what have you. But I was just surprised that cute little baby they had. I don't remember if it was boy or girl, but I remember it was really cute little baby. And she said they was enjoying it. They loved it.
That's awesome.
Yes.
Well, give them that number one more time. We got to take a break. and-
Okay, it's 1-877-210-KIDS, KIDS.
That's awesome. If you need more information on it, of course, you can always contact the chamber, and we'll get you in touch with them.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
And
guys.
thank you for doing what you do. Good work.
Thank
Good
you.
work. We'll be right back.
Hey,
Hey, that cold weather is coming, and it's never too early to get your winter supplies from Rising Fawn Hardware and Supply. 4300 Highway 11 South in Rising Fawn. Everything you need to wrap pipes under the house, winterize around the doors. Make sure your outside faucets are protected, and keep those drafts from coming through the windows. Get your supplies for fall and winter for the home and farm today. Rising Fawn Hardware and Supply. 4300 Highway 11 South in Rising Fawn. Telephone 706-462-2071. When you or a loved one is facing a life-limiting illness, hospice care may be the answer. At Tapestry Hospice, the patient is the focus of our care. We are here to serve you and facilitate your wishes. Tapestry caregivers are concerned with managing your pain, keeping you in touch with your physician, and helping you make plans for the future. Hospice is life-affirming, and Tapestry Hospice can help you deal with all aspects of life, mind, body, and soul. Call Tapestry Hospice for more information. 706-383-8812. That's 706-383-8812. Tapestry Hospice. Redefining hope.
Attention outdoor cooking fans. The Appliance and Outdoor Equipment Showroom at the Upper Sand Mountain Gas District is a gold dealer of Big Green Egg products. The Big Green Egg is miles ahead of anything else. State-of-the-art ceramics, a wide range of easily adjusted cooking temperatures, a stainless steel cooking grid, and a permanent porcelain glaze to preserve that signature green color. It's a grill, it's an oven, it's even a smoker. The most versatile cooking device ever. Truly the ultimate cooking experience. The Appliance and Outdoor Equipment Showroom at the Upper Sand Mountain Gas District is the largest supplier of Big Green Egg products between Memphis and Atlanta, carrying a complete line of products including rubs and sauces. Free 60-day layaway with 10% down, plus 90-day same as cash, and financing is available. See us today on Sand Mountain. Take I-59 south to the Hammondville exit, right on Highway 117 to 21620, Highway 117 in Eider, or call 256-687-9386 to learn about the Appliance and Outdoor Equipment Showroom at the Upper Sand Mountain Gas District.
The end of 2017 means the start of something new. So start your year with us. Hi, it's LeBron Clark at Mountain View Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. During the Start Something New event, buy a brand new 2018 Jeep Cherokee Latitude for only $18,888. You got it, a new 2018 Jeep Cherokee Latitude, just $18,888. Shop Mountain View Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Ringgold. Located just 10 minutes from Dalton or Chattanooga, we're number one for a reason.
Just two big old boys, full of biscuits and charm. Beats all you ever saw, been a making us laugh, ain't doing no harm. Making us laugh, the only way they know how. That's just a little more fun than the law should allow.
If you picture Rick and Bubba University as a campus, we have students graduating cap and gown with their degree in common sense.
I thought this was the end. He thought it was it.
Halfway.
Here's some water. You're halfway.
You know what you thought of?
Okay,
I'm gonna do what I got to do. I'm gonna get on my face before the Lord. I pray that he shows mercy and he blesses this country like he has in the past.
Day without him, brother.
Paul Feinbaum, you tell it like it is.
This is the SEC.
SEC. Well, they ought to just play one more line, but whoever wins, the other team just have to get out. Don't even play football in the SEC no more.
You realize Alabama lost to Auburn last year, don't you?
Oh, yeah, I laid in bed 2 days.
The Paul Feinbaum Show, weekday afternoons 3 to 7 on News Radio 1420 and 106.1 FM KWN and Chattanooga's News Talk 97.7 KWN.
Oh, we're back.
We are back. We're back with Melissa and Nathan. They are with Kaleidoscope of Lookout Mountain. They joined the chamber and they came to visit me, and I just thought this was awesome. So that's why I wanted to be sure and bring them on the show. I think this is what they do to me. It's just, again, like what we just had, such a good heart. It takes good people. It takes
exceptionally good people to do this.
Yeah, it does.
It's a world of difference dealing with a small child
Right.
and dealing with an adult.
An adult that still, in essence, will think as a child, or there's different whole scenarios. But
Now that we've handed around it, what y'all do?
Yes.
Tell us what you do.
Well, I am the director for it's a program through Lookout Mountain Community Service Board, and it's called Kaleidoscope. It's we serve adults that have intellectually and developmentally disabled. We have ranges of ages from 22 on up to, I think our eldest is right at 80. Just various programs. We have 2 different areas, Chickamauga and Somerville, and then we have a medically fragile home in Somerville as well.
Now, let me ask you, are these individuals that have been mentally handicapped for life, or is it something happens
like
in
severe
their
autism,
life,
or
In some cases, yes. Usually, the individuals are diagnosed, during the school age, and then they're carried forward. But then sometimes we do have those who have accidents,
Right.
like a terminal brain injury,
Yeah.
and they become disabled, so they can also be put or qualify for the program as well.
Now, do y'all have a home, or are these home?
We actually have several different scenarios. We have the medically fragile home that's in, like I said, Somerville, and we have 4 individuals in that home. Then we have 43 host homes, and these are families who have opened their homes for our individuals. And then we have 2 day programs.
I'm telling you what, those 43 homes you have, so y'all need to pat those folks on the back.
And we're always looking for more.
Yeah,
always.
that's just like the foster
Yes.
thing here with kids.
Right.
But I've dealt very, very small amount of time with not handicapped, but elderly. My grandmother being one, and it's a handful. Nathan, tell us about you. What do?
I work with the what we call the PACE lab, and that's the practical. It's an acronym for Practical Assessment Exploration System, and what it entails is 5 different sections that focus on different types of jobs that we can get our individuals in real world settings, and these 5 different sections have 60 modules each, and it's kind of like on a progressing scale. And you start at the very, very basic stuff, and as you're moving along through there, we're recording how well you're doing, but how interested you are in that, how happy you are doing this, and how efficient you're doing.
Now, are these businesses that give these jobs to individuals? Is that?
we actually have a lady interviewing right now, doing interviews at the chamber for a local company here that's a manufacturing job that's looking to hire. And the greatest thing that I heard about this, and that's why I was excited to get you up here, the people that they're working with, the way she explained it, you may not be able to just show them how to do a job one time and get them to do it. But they send a job coach with this person, and they'll tell them if it takes 10 times until they get that job down, because everybody excels at something. This guy may be better working with his hands, this guy, you know, but they send a job coach on these jobs with them to help them train for those jobs. And we're doing the interviews now, and I'm looking forward to getting some of the Kaleidoscope people in here.
There's a young man that lived here. He's passed away now, and he was mentally challenged from birth, and went to Orange Grove. That was before public school accepted children with, and he went to Orange Grove. And it is so funny, and it seems like it was Lookout Mountain Community Services or something worked with children here then, or individuals, and they got him a job. And it was not funny, ha ha, but it was every day. Now, he did a great job. They talked about he was a really good worker, but every day when he went in, done the same job every time.
Right.
And it was kind of like a factory line type thing.
Right.
Every time they had to explain to him every morning what he did. Yes. But once they explained it to him, hey, he was just all day long he did it.
And
but the next morning, same thing.
And that's one of those little hurdles that you got to get.
Yeah.
That you've got to get across. You know. And what we do in our lab is a lot of times especially when someone is first starting, is we'll just let them do it. You know, their way. We'll see how far they get along.
Kind of explore.
Exactly, exactly. And that way we have kind of like a clearer reading of what they're actually capable
And
of.
if I'm wrong, stop me. But from the way I understood it the other day, they will provide transportation. They'll help them get back and forth to work. And
Yes, ma'am.
That is part of the service, and I think.
Yeah, I think that's what Lookout Mountain Services did. They had a little bus that picked these kids up, or this young
We say
man was an
kids, I know,
adult,
yeah.
and took him to work and brought him home, and he got a payday. He was excited about getting a little check. Of course, I don't know what he drawed, but it was, and to me, that would give these people some kind of meaning. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it gives anybody meaning.
Yeah.
Whenever you know that you've gone and
done
you
something.
put in
to
your
get up.
time, and you get that paycheck. Even if in our lab we have what we call K bucks, like kaleidoscope bucks, and if they're in there and they do their job all day, they kind of abide by the rules of the workplace. We've got, it's kind of like Monopoly,
right?
And we've got a shop set up,
so they can shop.
Exactly, and we have stuff in there that they might want, just like notebooks and pencils, or we have stuff that has to do with the holidays that's about to come up.
Do you see a big need in Dade County? Is there, are there homes needed in Dade County?
We need more home providers. We need families to know about us, because I know living in Dade County that there are individuals out there that need services, and we're here, we're available. We're kind of one of those hidden secrets.
You are a hidden secret.
It
Now,
is.
How long have you been doing this?
Me, myself?
Well, no, how long is Kaleidoscope? How long have
Kaleidoscope's been in, gosh, I don't even know how many years. It's
right.
I mean, I didn't know about it until a friend told me about it, and I was up in Tennessee.
I didn't know about
working.
it till she came to my office the other day.
So that's why we say, it's people drive past our sign all the time on Lee Clarkson, and it's like, well, we don't know what you are.
Well, see, now my whole thought would have been just like when y'all come up, the kaleidoscope thing that twirls and the sun hits it.
The toy.
Well,
exactly.
And some folks, I think they still have the Kaleidoscope program in public schools, and that's for gifted students.
Yeah, that's right.
So, exactly. And
as you can tell, my children was never in the gifted program.
Mine either.
But that's kind of what I thought, whenever before I started working with.
Are y'all a
Mountain.
nonprofit?
We
Or
are
how do you operate?
partially nonprofit.
Okay.
I mean, in order to do the things we do have, to make a little bit of money.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take them back and forth.
No,
but is it
no.
more government funded?
It
or
is. It's the individuals pay us through Medicaid. It's a Medicaid funded program.
Okay.
Some agencies do private pay. We don't do private pay. Because there's multiple aspects to Lookout Mountain. There's the mental health side, and then there's the IDD side, which is what we are talking
Now,
about.
if I have someone that I know that needs to be in the program, if they don't have Medicaid already, do y'all help them through that process?
The case managers are really good about helping families through that. The other thing is to understand that when your child is in school during the 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th year grades, that is when they do what is called a transition IEP meeting, and that is when the families find out about what happens after school, after their 22nd birthday, and they're dismissed or graduate or whatever. That is when they need to look for programs like this. And a lot of people, especially around here, are not aware that there's an alternative, something out there for their individuals, their family members to do, instead of sit at home.
They think that their job has to quit because they have to take care of them.
Right.
They're no longer in high school
Right.
or no longer taking those classes at school, and it does continue. So I imagine autism is one of the.
Yes.
What other?
Down syndrome, mental retardation in general. We have, our individuals are just. It's an array of different disabilities.
See, I have a cousin that when he was I want to say 3 years old, and my boys, ever since then, never let this happen. You know, everybody gave their kid a tablespoon of peanut butter and run around and eat on. Well, it all came off at once, and it lodged in his windpipe. And it cut his oxygen off to where I wouldn't say he's special, but he's happy all the time. That's the best way we describe Charlie. But he went on, and he went to college. He got a sign language degree. He worked, you know, he lives by himself. But they didn't have this program available back then. So, I mean, it took a little extra work with Charlie, you know.
Well, what do y'all do with these individuals? Do y'all do fun stuff? Do y'all go
Yes, ma'am. We went down to the aquarium Friday, and we go to stuff like the IMAX, aquarium, the zoo, whenever weather permits, and then we sometimes we just go to Walmart, you know, because
that's a show in itself.
It can be. It really can be. But I mean, you know, just to community integration,
right?
And a lot of life skills, so that because we have a few who want to eventually live on their own. That's their goal, and that's a big thing with you know, special education. Going from school with special education, you go into adulthood with what they call an ISP, which is an individual support plan, and you know, we set goals and we set, you know, obtainable goals,
right,
to where it really helps that individual have meaning in their life, like you mentioned earlier.
Now, if someone wants to open up their home, what's the process?
They need to just call and get an application, and then we have a process through.
And what's the phone number?
That I will have to.
Wow, you know what? Hang on, I may have it on. That's the mobile. I thought I had it. We'll get that number, folks, for sure.
You could, they could go to the website, too.
Yes,
It'd be www.lmcs.org.
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
You can go to the website for everything.
Yes.
You
Believe
can Google everything.
I'm working on a fundraiser right now, and I was downtown in Chattanooga this morning and went by Rock City, Ruby Falls, and the Inclines, you know, little place there, and went in, and I was so thankful that I just happened to know the young woman that worked there. She went to school with my daughter, and haven't seen her since she was probably in the 12th grade. But anyway, I was giving her my spiel, and she said, well, really, you're supposed to go to our website. But since I know you, and I'm like, oh, thank you.
That's the same
because
thing that
I
happened to me,
am computer illiterate. When they say go to our website, I'm like, why can't you just talk to me?
I ordered her shirt sitting right here one day on her phone. So.
I don't do computer stuff.
I'm with you. I've had to.
Adjust.
A lot of times I like to just
that's
talk to somebody.
If I can talk to you, I can usually convince you need to do what I want to do.
We're going to take a quick break.
If I'm on my computer, I can't do that.
Yeah, we're going to come back with Deborah, and she's going to talk about the day program.
Great. Thanks.
Every star in the night sky is like a beautiful twinkling tax deduction. The more you find, the more money you get back, but you can't find them all unless you know where to look. That's what H&R Block Tax Pros with IBM Watson could do for you.
Did you read the script? I'm sorry, was there a rewrite? No one...
Ooh, the Big Dipper. Dip it on in there and get a big tax refund.
Okay.
Power of H&R Block with Watson. Get your taxes won.
This is Roscoe Pico Train. I want an all-points bulletin on Comfort Gallery in Kimball. See, they must be up to something. Their trucks are all over. You just, that's very suspicious activity.
Ooh, I love it, I love it. Possum on a gunbush ship. Gary and all them just good old boys having a big sale, and they deliver free of charge.
Venus, you dipstick. There's no way they're delivering that much furniture. Their trucks are everywhere.
It's because of their great prices and service, Chef. They have catnapper recliners for $269, new queen mattress sets $299, king-size mattress sets $399, memory foam pillows $19.99, queen-size chairs, sleigh beds $299, lift chairs and adjustable beds also on sale.
Venus, will you hush? I heard all that. I love it, I love it. Check out Comfort Gallery Mattress. And they're having a big sale. They offer free delivery and setup. 6 months same as cash. Ooh, free 1 year layaway and even a no credit check payment plan. I love it, I love it. They're open 7 days a week and accept most major credit cards. Good.
Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank Marion Countyans will ever need. At 402 North Cedar Avenue in South Pittsburgh, 4765 Main Street in Jasper, and at 14087 Highway 28 in Whitwell. Providing the highest standard of customer services with a personal touch. Our associates can help you with personal loans, personal lines of credit, a variety of mortgage loans, and more. And we offer real-time internet banking too. See us in South Pittsburgh, Jasper, and Whitwell today. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank Marion Countyans will ever need. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender. Get that next new to you car, truck, or SUV from Rayburn Cloud at Cloud Auto Sales. Alabama Highway 71 in Higdon. Right now, get an 08 Nissan Rogue SL Sharp crossover for only $6,995. How about a 2000 GMC Sierra 1500 V6 with AC? It's a 4x4, only $3,995. Or an 06 Ford F-150 4x4 Crew Cab with all the buttons, only $12,995. Cloud Auto Sales, Alabama Highway 71 in Higdon, 597-3273 on Facebook at Cloud Auto Sales.
We're back with Deborah Holland.
Deborah Holland. She is part of the day center. I said daycare again, day center, and I think this is a great program.
It is.
Go. So if you want to describe that a little bit, and then I'm sure everybody's got stories.
Okay, sure. Well, I stay inside with the clients that choose not to go out. One thing we need to express with them is it's a choice for them. They can choose to go out on activities, or they can stay inside and the day center and do activities there. And our day center set up in stations. We have different stations there that include crafts, art, music, dance. We have a little movie.
Yeah, I couldn't do the dance.
Exercise, and so we try to move them through the stations during the day.
Now, I was explaining earlier, my mom used to work at an Alzheimer unit where it was a day center. I keep saying daycare. It's not daycare, folks. It's just me. It's a day center, and people that have 9-to-5 jobs that take care of their parents, they would drop their parents off in the morning. They'd go to work and pick them up in the afternoon. And the greatest thing was when we would go, we'd sit in a circle. And the thing with Alzheimer's is you go back in time, so they can remember all these old stories. And it was the greatest thing ever. I love to sit in story time, but then when for arts and crafts, just as simple as we had, a string on a twist tie, and you just thread macaroni. And they couldn't, from one macaroni to the next, But they could tell you when they were 5 years old what they did on this certain date and whatnot. So the people that are coming to the day center, it's not an Alzheimer's. That's a whole different.
Well, some of our individuals do have Alzheimer's.
Okay.
Right. Because you got to remember, they age just as we do.
Dementia.
So, yes. And in fact, our population currently, we are dealing with more and more of that. That's why we're really reaching out to the schools to say, hey, think about us as your child's leaving, high school to come into the day program or community integration.
I would think, now I've never been involved with anything like this, so I'm just throwing out things here. I would think that maybe the younger ones, they get along better with the older ones, or do they kind of work hand in hand? I know sometimes I feel younger if I'm with younger people.
Do they really even realize there's
an
age difference?
I think some of them do, some of our higher functioning. But we really don't have any discrepancy between the clients, the individuals. They seem to help each other.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yes. I could, I would think, I know myself now, if I'm with younger people, I feel better. Well,
it's also a very nurturing environment.
Right.
It's really,
right. Yeah. Now, do y'all have where you'll draw the line with clients or individuals that you would take?
As far as
years ago, I had some friends that had a terribly mentally challenged as a child. She was born that way, and she was literally in a wheelchair, and that was it. That was her life. She knew nothing.
Well, we have some individuals who have PEG tubes. So they are fed by a nurse.
Right.
They have their nurse that comes and tends to them. We have some who have behavior issues, and we have a behavior specialist. And of course, I've been doing this 35 years. Yeah. So we have staff that's trained as well. to be able to handle different needs, different levels of needs. But we have, like Deborah said, those who are have higher abilities, and then those who have the lower abilities.
Right.
You know, we have many people in wheelchairs, walkers, just a variety of individuals.
Well, Deborah, what do you do with them all day when they don't want to go out or they don't want to go on a field trip?
Well, like I was telling her, we do different things with them when they come in and the others or their peers have left for the activity. We usually start them through a regimen, and we give them a choice. Do you want to do art? Do you want to listen to music? Will you want to dance? We have some that need full physical support or partial physical support, like walking. We have some that we have to walk. We can get them up out of their chair and walk them. So we try to do that to keep their range of motion, their muscles moving. We do that with them. We have a Wii. Some of them like to bowl.
Yes.
That's a big thing,
That's
bowling.
The Wheel of Fortune.
Yes.
That's
And
another
Wheel of
I love Wheel of Fortune now. I can get
Is there
along with that
volunteer
one.
opportunities? If somebody wanted to come volunteer time?
Really, what we are always looking for is people to come and do like presentations, to educate, because we got to remember we're adults, so we want to teach and educate our individuals on new experiences. So it would be a volunteer type basis, but it's also doing a presentation type.
Yes.
So,
I tell you what, and you might not would even want this. I have a nonprofit in animal rescue.
Okay.
And last year we rescued, I can't tell how many because we're saving that for our fundraiser, which is next month. But when I'm going to get your phone number or either any of y'all.
Great.
And when this fundraiser's over, I'd like to bring some puppies up.
That'd be wonderful.
And I tell you why I say that. I had an aunt, a great aunt, actually. She was a few months short of her 101st birthday. Now, she kept her mind. She was functioning up through her probably mid-90s, and then she just one day got up and she couldn't take care of herself any longer. And she went to a nursing home. Now, and as she was there, her and most of the people in her area couldn't tell you their name. But I promise you, they could tell you what day they were bringing the dog. They would bring a couple of dogs. Now, those was full-grown dogs over. Every one of those little old ladies could tell you what day the dog come, but they couldn't tell you what they ate for lunch or what they did that morning. And they would get in their wheelchairs, those that was in wheelchairs and walkers, and they would literally almost be pushing each other to get to those dogs when they bring in two big dogs.
Yes.
So I want a phone number, and I would love to do that because I don't care what your problem is. You show up with a baby. Or a dog,
Yes.
or a kitten.
That's right.
Everybody gets a new look.
They do.
Now, I can't do this until after the end of February, maybe the 1st of March or so. I would love to come out there, and maybe we could get, I know one of the guys down at Channel 12, we might get them to come up and do a little story.
Yeah,
That would be great.
Me and Dad we play bluegrass, so I could bring the banjo and the guitar up there.
That'd be
Oh, that's
wonderful.
great. Yes.
Okay, we're gonna make a plan on that, and I will
Great.
check with the guy at Channel 12 and see if there's some way he could come out and do a little story on it.
That would be wonderful.
Yes, we're always looking for people to come to the center and donate time.
Right.
You know, like I'm also one of the ones that goes out into the community and tries to get people to come to the center or set up the activities that they go out on, like to the aquarium or to bowling. And we have a florist lady coming next month that's going to come and teach them to do bows. Now we
that'll be
all
fun.
know that not all of them are going to do a bow, but it's just the interaction.
Yeah.
It's
And the
the
exposure.
exposure.
It'll be the fun of trying to do the bow, because that would be like if I went over to paint a picture. Well, I can promise you, a stick man would be about as good as I'm going to get, but it would be the fun of being there with everybody else who can't do nothing but stick men too, you know.
Right.
And that's what's been neat about the PACE Lab Nathan was talking about, because you see the strengths in some, and they're like, "Whoa, we didn't know we could do that." How to set up a light bulb and flip it on.
Well, now, what do they buy with their money? Do you have a lot of what's kind of
Their K money, the K dollars.
Some of the things are notebooks, pens. If it's a holiday coming up, like St. Patrick's Day, they'll put in a little green hat.
Green stuff.
You know, green stuff. Or if it's Valentine's coming up, they'll put in something for Valentine's Day.
Are there donations that y'all need, stuff that y'all need?
Oh,
that
yes. We're always open to
Okay, so y'all
donations.
just need little things to go into the store.
Yes, crayons, paper. We are open to donations.
Man.
I tell you, well,
I
I'll
just
tell you
gave
after
away
the
like
show's
600
over.
boxes of crayons. I wish I'd known.
Yes, and we're also.
I mean, it went to a good thing.
Right,
But, you know, I would share the love.
No, there's there's some activities that we're going to start doing, and that's doing some making some stuffed animals, and hopefully turn that into a fundraiser. Another agency that we went and visited does that, and the individuals get such a thrill out of making them.
I'll help with that all I can,
it's
because like I said, through the chamber,
wonderful.
I'll push you and
That'd be
advertise you as good as I
wonderful.
can. I think that'd be awesome.
That would be wonderful.
Yes. But the petting zoo, like you said, or the music, that would be a great thing for them.
They get it. Oh yeah, I'm sure they get excited.
Boy, I have a
about
pig
that.
I donate. I have a mini pig. And she loves people.
Y'all have to build a fence out back to keep the pig.
No. She's just about this big. She's tiny. I couldn't get rid of her.
And one other thing, we like to expose the individuals to the community. Like, we would love to be able to take them to Walker County Animal Shelter and just have them thread paper. You know, if they're open to that. That's some of the things I've been kind of working on. And I've only been there for 6 months, so I'm just getting into the swing of
I
getting
used to
out.
know the director at the Walker County Animal Shelter well. Well, I still know her well, but she left. Allison Smith, and I don't know who the new one is, but I would definitely check into that because I'm sure there's
Just
things
any,
over there.
Any type of community engagement is great because it opens their eyes. Because sometimes they don't think they can do something,
right?
But then when we get them out there, it's like, oh, well,
I can do this.
Right. And what we were talking about earlier about the employment is the employers have to understand they have to kind of carve out a job for our guys. Just simply because they don't have the stamina to work an 8-hour day. But, they could go and they could sweep for, an hour, take a break, go
Empty
back
the
to
garbage
sweeping.
out.
Yes, things that we would feel are mundane and,
it'll make their day.
Well, now I've got to get around to the most important part here is what do y'all do about food? Is there, do they do like breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or do at the I know those that stay do, but the daily people, what do they do?
They bring their lunch.
Oh, they bring, okay.
And we do have eat-out days where the home provider will send money, and then we will get, we'll ask them, what do you want, Hardee's or McDonald's or whatever, and we'll make a list, and somebody will go out and bring the food back to them. And then we have days when somebody might forget their snack or their lunch, and we do a snack at 10 and lunch at noon, and then in the afternoon, of course, they go home, so we, water or juice if they bring something.
Now,
like
do
that.
y'all have a van, or what kind of vehicle when you go on an outing?
We have multiple vans, Goshen's, the bigger ones for the wheelchairs,
Mm-hmm.
and then the individuals who want to go out to the community on paydays, we do. They may go to the Golden Corral or someplace,
Right.
Someplace big,
Fun.
and that's an excitement.
Yeah.
But they all decide. We have a calendar that we do monthly, and it's a joint effort on who's going where and what they want to do and everything. But between the staff and the drivers, they go everywhere. They go out to Chattanooga. They go we've gone as far as Cleveland. They go multiple places. So.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I cannot compliment the three of you enough.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's great. It's something that I could never do.
You'd be amazed.
No,
We got to take another quick break, but we can.
Yeah,
If y'all want to
we're gonna
stay
get
up here, and we'll.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
phone numbers and what have
Yeah,
you.
got the phone number. Got it coming up.
The Dade County School System continues to put the safety of students first. That's why the Love the Bus Elementary campaign rolls on. Love the Bus is designed to teach students the importance of safety, respect, and proper bus etiquette. As we continue to enhance efforts of safety for our students, we'd like to have you as part of our team. If you're considering a career as a bus driver, call the Dade County Schools Transportation Department at 706-657-7053 today. Part-time hours with full-time benefits as a bus driver for the Dade County School System.
NL Tax and Bookkeeping is ready to serve all of your tax needs. Nancy Anderton's been serving the tri-state area since 1978. Now you can get your taxes prepared with no out-of-pocket expenses. Ask about up to a $1,200 refund advance. It's fast, easy, safe, and convenient. NL Tax and Bookkeeping is open 8:30 a.m. till 6:30 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday, and 8:30 a.m. till 2 p.m. Eastern on Saturday. Questions about the Affordable Care Act? We have those answers too. And we offer a free form price comparison. Experienced and professional tax services. NL Tax and Bookkeeping. 500 Alabama Highway 73, 7 miles from downtown Trenton. Call today at 706-657-4758 or 256-597-2829. NL Tax and Bookkeeping. 706-657-4758 or 256-597-2829.
Hi, my name is Ricky Talafero.
And I'm Walt Moffitt. We're with Harris Hartman Law Firm, and we've been representing people here in the North Georgia and Trenton area for more than 40 years. We're glad to announce that we're opening up an office here in Trenton.
And we'll be handling cases such as workers' compensation cases, bankruptcy cases, Social Security cases, as well as civil and criminal cases. You don't have to go to Chattanooga or Fort Payne for your legal matters anymore.
We have an office right here now.
Delivering top quality primary health care locally. We are Northeast Alabama Health Services. With 7 locations, there's one near you. Scottsboro, Section, North Sand Mountain and Higdon, Skyline, Woodville, Fife, and Fort Payne. We accept Medicare, Medicaid, and of course your private insurance. If you're unemployed, low income, or have a high copay or deductible, you may also qualify for a reduced rate office visit as low as $16. Ask about our free medication program, and ladies, you may qualify for a free or reduced rate mammogram. Dental referrals for our patients with tooth removal and fillings for only $15. Putting your health concerns first, we're Northeast Alabama Health Services. Cervical cancer screenings now available at Northeast Alabama Health Services.
This has just been fun.
It has been fun
It's
and
been
very,
good
very
educational.
informative.
Yeah.
I have no, of course, I knew about people taking children into their home and what have you. I had no idea there was such a place as you guys anywhere in Dade County.
And it's such a huge, huge demand. It
Oh,
really
I'm
is.
sure it is. And
It really is.
the other sad thing about it, and this is a sad situation, most people work. Most people have a job. They have to go work. And if they have got parents that are not necessarily nursing home ready,
Right.
or they've got nothing to do with them, so they've got to hire a setter,
right,
to sit with the individual. And here they could be coming out with you guys and
doing fun activities
and making them some K-bucks, as y'all call it.
Right.
Everybody likes to go spend a little money, whatever it's for.
You know, people, if you don't have, and I've said it 100 times, if you don't have money to donate, if you don't have stuff to donate, time to me is priceless. Someone's taking their time to come do something for somebody else is the most, it's just as important.
Yes.
You know?
Well, I'm going to tell you, myself, if you'll come spend a little time with me and we can talk, means a whole lot more to me than if you bring me something that I probably don't want to start with.
Yeah.
Well, and that's something else we do with the individuals is teach them how to be volunteers. We have several who do Meals on Wheels. And they
good for
love
them.
it. They love it. But you know, they also go out to the parks and they pick up trash. And so we try to instill, that how important it is important to make money, but it's also very important to volunteer.
Absolutely.
And they really enjoy that.
And I found a phone number if y'all know somebody that could use these services or someone that doesn't know that this is available, 706-956-5526. It's Kaleidoscope Lookout Mountain. If you forget that, just Google Kaleidoscope Lookout Mountain, and that number came up right away. So 756-956-5526. This is great. And you said that there is a need in Dade County, that there
Yes.
for homes and...
Yes, we have a lot of our individuals, they're still with families. The families are getting older. The needs of the individuals are increasing. The families are getting frustrated, and they're at the point where, what do? We have, our child now has dementia or Alzheimer's, and they're exhausted. And so, this is an outlet for them, the day program, or if need be, a residential placement. And
now, to the day program, do they have to come Monday through Friday? If I just have to work 3 days a week,
it's based on funding, what their funding allows, and then what their choice is too. So, that's why we provide a calendar every month, so that way the individual knows and the family knows, okay, well, you're doing this on Monday, or, Meals on Wheels is on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Well, we want to volunteer, so those are the 2 days we want to come. Or however, it's their choice.
That's great.
Well, I'm telling you, I am so glad to hear about this, and I'm certainly.
I don't think we asked any of your questions, did we?
No,
I think we've hit pretty good on them, though.
You did very good.
That is awesome. And as far as community involvement, like we said, if someone wanted to volunteer time, if they.
Please, just call. Yes, please.
Okay. If we had a business here that, if they just wanted to give somebody an opportunity to come learn a new life skill and learn something,
yes.
Does it have to be a paid job, or can it be an opportunity just to give back?
It's two things. One, volunteer work is always wonderful. Federal law has changed to where people are opting, as adults, you opt out of work, not into work. Federal law states that everybody has the right to work and everybody can work. So that's how we present it to our individuals. It's very important that they know that they have that opportunity. But then it goes back to the employers on understanding, about fatigue and, stamina and all of that. And, what somebody can do is going to be very different. What I can do versus what you can do.
Right, exactly.
Specialties. And so carving out that job for that individual is very important. But, we have a lot of great people in this community that, have opened their doors and, have encouraged, come and sweep for an hour or two and we'll pay you minimum wage. They have to be paid minimum wage.
Okay.
But again, volunteer or pay is great. It's the experience, and they have the rights as we do. So.
Right. Mm-hmm. That is just great.
That is great.
I
can't, like I said, I admire you that do that. I probably wouldn't sit well with me. I'd be taking them all home with me.
Well, and we do have a lot of staff who end up leaving as a staff and become a home provider.
I could see that.
Because they are so emotionally engaged and want to be able to provide for these individuals of various needs.
Well, I tell you what, I've always said and still say there's only 3 things that really touches my heart and I truly care about. Animals. My calling was animals.
Mm-hmm.
Lots of people's calling is children, and that's great. Mm-hmm. Mine's animals. I mean, trust me, I know the value of a child is much more important than the value of an animal, but animals, children, and old people, and everybody outside of that realm can fend for themselves.
Yes.
I don't have any pity for these 30-year-old women that I can't work because I got a headache. Get up. I went to work with a headache many a day. It didn't.
I went to work with a brain tumor. I don't want to hear it.
Hey, get up, go to work, make a living, take care of your families. But older people that have problems and children, that's people that can take those in their homes and. Good for them. They'll get an extra crown up in heaven when they get there.
I'm telling you, that Alzheimer Day Center that my mom worked at, it was rewarding for me.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have a child that's in high school and they don't have anything to do in the summer, come let them volunteer some time.
My stepdaughter
that was so good for me.
is sending her oldest daughter, who is in her second year of college, to Nicaragua or somewhere, Nigeria. She is sending her on a mission trip to see how those people over there live. Because now these children are privileged beyond belief, believe me. They live over in Athens, and their dad's a doctor, so they don't know the word no or you
or
can't
need.
have. No, they don't know. Need, are you kidding me? So she's sending her. If there's one most spoiled, she probably is the most spoiled.
I had my sons watch the Chattanooga Children's Home open Christmas. Our church, we drew names, and the Children's Home came to our church for breakfast. And I made my sons watch them open shoes and hug them.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's amazing.
It's unbelievable how unappreciative my kids and my grandkids are of stuff. And here are these kids. So anybody that can work and do and help, and seniors are just senior citizens. When you when you're a little old lady, and I did this, and don't need no pat on the back for it or nothing else, got tickled about a flannel gown and a pair of house shoes at the nursing home. Hey,
oh, I know.
There's a whole lot more needs to be done.
Yes.
Well, we got to go. Cody says we've got to go. So
706
thank you guys so much for coming.
956-5526.
Thank you, y'all.
You've been watching Around Town on KWN Community TV Channel 7. The views and opinions on tonight's program are not necessarily those of staff nor the management of KWN Community TV Channel 7 and Dade County Broadcasting Incorporated. Join us every week for another edition of Around Town on KWN TV 7.